Welcome back, everyone. It's terrific having you here again. After making that Cleopatra Gold soap, it had me in the mood to make another soap that originates from that part of the world. And that is my wonderful Dead Sea Mud soap. And I have a dear friend who sends me this from Egypt. I could not be, or from Israel, excuse me, who sends this to me, and which means the world to me. It really, really does. And it comes to me in these large chunks, which we're going to turn into a mud, which we're going to incorporate into our soap. And I simply break this up into smaller pieces. You can do it in a pestle if you like, or just snap it apart as I'm doing here. She's very, very generous too. I've got several pounds of this that I don't know. I treat it like gold. Is it gold? It's just mud, right? The last soap was gold. This is probably to many people a little less valuable than gold, but to many people it's equally as valuable. Well, maybe not equally, but valuable nonetheless. Okay, so let's go ahead and empty the rest of that in there. And to this, I'm just going to hydrate it with some distilled water. That should be about enough. So I'm just trying to break it up a bit more in here. But basically, I'm just going to let this sit here and hydrate for several hours. And then we'll come back and we're going to put together this deliciously muddy soap. Sound like fun? I think so too. Alright, so it's softening up a bit now. So I'm going to hit it with the stick blender just to make sure that it's completely broken down. Looks like mud to me. All right, good deal. All right, so I'm going to set this aside and then we'll get the rest of our ingredients ready.
I was really pleased with how today went. I was out herb hunting and medicinal gathering and just having a ball. And I filmed some of that stuff, so I'll try to stick together a video, a compilation of sorts, and try to get that uploaded. But it was such a beautiful day today. And then it rained, which I love too. I'm a big fan of rain and storms. However, it can be rather cruel sometimes to the flowers, such as the roses. It really did knock those down quite a bit. So this mud smells like the salty sea. I just love it. And this is the second time that Amir has sent me this mud. And it's like gold to me. I'm just so happy to have it. And oh sure, I can gather mud here, I can gather salt, we have salt mines nearby, but it's still not quite the same as this ancient mud from this ancient sea that still exists. And people gather there from all over the world, and most of them believe very much in the beneficial qualities of that mud. You know what? So do I. Sure, soap is a rinse-off product, but even if just a few seconds on the skin of something so wonderful as this is bound to have some kind of a benefit. At least that's what I like to believe. So I did separate out a bit of this and added some kaolin clay, hoping to lighten it up a bit to give a little bit of variation. Now, here's what I didn't think about. This is only the second time I've used this mold, and it's a tall and skinny mold. It's the one that I used to make the pine tar soap in. You may remember how much trouble I had getting the blender down in there to actually mix it properly. And something else. I did add a little bit of titanium dioxide, just a few drops here too. I was just trying to lighten this up just a little bit. But the one thing that I didn't consider is that when I poured the base color in and then added this slightly variation of color in it, that because it's such a narrow mold, it didn't really create a swirl. It kind of just looped up the side, something I'm calling swirlettes. And for that, I am regretful. Going forward, of course, if using this mold, I would use a tool, which I have, to put down in there and bring up some of the base color and pull down some of the alternating color, just to give more variation and some prettier swirls. So that was all on me. Now, I did redo all my calculations because I added mud to this, but what I didn't think about was that now I had way too much soap made, so I just pulled out one of my round Crafter's Choice molds and poured 6 round bars of this, which would be great for my grab bags. And they smell so good. It all smells so wonderful. That cardamom and the coriander are such a beautiful mix. They create this new kind of musky, woodsy, earthy fragrance that I just love. And I'm really happy about that because I was so unhappy with these swirls. You see, they're just kind of little boring nothings. I mean, you can see the variation. You can see the two colors, but they just aren't very interesting. They're just kind of like little meh, not very interesting. So when you buy this soap, you're not buying it for the beauty of it, you're buying it for the mud. And for that, they really do excel because I feel very confident in these. The last ones that I made were big sellers, and the feedback I got on them was phenomenal. And I kept a bar for myself, and I just loved them too. So I was so thrilled when this box came. And now she has sent me 2 boxes of this in the past for free. And I'm not going to let her do that again because the shipping from Israel is insane. I already know that. So I'm going to force her to take some money and order even a larger quantity of it so I can have it on hand. And I will use it. And maybe make some face masks and some other fun things, because it's not a waste putting in soap by any stretch. I love doing that, and I love the qualities it gives to the soap. But I know that it can be used in many other wonderful ways as well. So I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. I did have a lot of fun putting this one together, and these will be available at the end of May, early June. And I want to thank you all again. I really appreciate you. I'm trying to spend more time watching some of my fellow soaper videos. I have fallen behind in that, and I just love watching other people's videos as well. I've discovered some new soapers, so I really need to comment and spend some more time doing that, because that's something I've always enjoyed. All right, so I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, and I look forward to having you back soon. If you haven't subscribed, I really hope that you will. Leave a comment or give me a thumbs up. That would be terrific. Thanks, and have a beautiful day, everyone. Goodbye.